out here freaking out that her boyfriend and baby daddy Xavier may be missing. So not too long ago, she posted on her Facebook and she said, Xavier sometimes is mean to me, but I've never cheated on him, and we've been together for 3 years this August. In that time, we gave birth to 3 babies. 2 of them passed away preterm labor, spontaneous miscarriage, 12/23. After that tragedy, everything that happened is happening with Weston. Last night, for the first time in our relationship, Xavier didn't come home. I freaked out because he's never done this and was especially being mean all week. He last messaged me at 12:20 a.m. when he was supposed to pick me up from work, but instead ended up sending the last text I received to date from him, seen below. I do hope he's safe, and I do love him and want him to come home. I just finally got him on track with his therapy last week after months of trying and waiting on the list to be scheduled. We also discussed couples and family therapy. I'm afraid to be without him. I want my family to only grow, never get smaller. So it sounds like she wants more kids in the future. Then she said, I'm worried this is so unlike him. He also mentioned his father would not allow him to come home, and I still have the majority of his belongings here at my house. We have a visit with our son tomorrow, and I can't see him not coming to that. I'm sick with worry and anxiety. I haven't eaten, have no appetite. Then she shared the last conversation she had with Xavier last night, where he said, my phone is about to die. And she said, so what do you want me to do? Just go home. And he said, the front vestibule is locked. I'm trying to hurry up. She said, how is it locked? It stays open. He said, new code, I guess. She said, you can get in the front still. He said, it's closed. She said, there's no code required for that one. He said, I'm waiting for him in the front. There's a key, I think. And she said, okay, well, if your phone's off and you don't pick up, what do you want me to do? So Heather was waiting at her job, waiting for Xavier to come get her. And then she said, I'm leaving in a cab if you aren't here. I'm not going to sit around. It's late and I'm tired and annoyed. I don't know why she's waiting for Xavier to begin with. I guess maybe she feels safer with him. Then she said, they're trying to cheer me up, but I'm cranky and need to sleep. And I think she's talking about her coworkers. And he said, I know, baby, I'm hurrying. And she said, your dad is awful for meeting at this time. So it sounds like he was claiming he was meeting up with his father at 11:30 p.m. at night. I don't know how much I believe that. Maybe that's the only time he could come. I don't know. Then she said, or he said, cheer you up how? She said, you aren't going to be here in time, just being nice and asking what's wrong. Don't be phony. Heather said, I don't interact with anyone you don't know, and I don't do shady-ish behind your back. You're going to treat me this way and then literally abandon me at work and just stop texting me back. And then you hurt me daily saying I'm sleeping with someone else when I don't do anything at all, even close to that. And then threaten me with my son. And Xavier said, I'm with my dad. I'll call in a sec. She said, no. Call me now. 10:40 p.m. and you can't pick up the phone. Clearly there's background noise you don't want me to hear. I've been texting and calling you for 15 minutes. So he probably doesn't want his dad hearing him getting chewed out over the phone. Then she said, it's 12:14, ignoring my phone calls and not responding. If something happens to me, it's 100,000% on you. You're a liar and a terrible husband. I'm scared. He said, my phone keeps turning off every time I turn it on. She says, where the F are you? He said, I'm walking over to Division Street, red line. She said, I'm at downtown alone. I don't want you to ever do this to me again. You had one job, be on time to get with me, with or without the money. Okay, so it sounds like Xavier was meeting his dad to get some money, and then he was supposed to come get her from work, never showed up. You know, I have a couple of theories what may have happened. Maybe he went with his dad. She started arguing with him through text, and he's like, you know what? I haven't had a break in 3 years. I'm just going to go to my dad's for tonight and chill out. But I think more than anything, it's probably because of his phone, because he clearly told her, every time I turn my phone on, it keeps turning back off. Literally, my last 2 phones that broke did the same exact thing. Like suddenly I would turn them on and then they turn right back off, and then I couldn't get them to go past like the loading screen. And the last time it happened, it sucked so bad because here I am home alone. I had no way to get in touch with anybody until I went and finally got a new phone. So I think maybe that's probably what ended up happening. Maybe his phone messed up. He had no way to contact Heather. Maybe he forgot her phone number. I mean, you'd think he'd know her number by now. And maybe he was just like, okay, I'm going to crash at my dad's house for the night. And he probably doesn't have the money to replace his phone because he's not working. I know he gets disability, but I'm sure a lot of that gets spent up. And I'm sure Heather gets a good chunk of that. I just hope he's okay. You know, it's just so scary with fentanyl and everything nowadays. You never know. Like somebody might hang out with the wrong person, have a bad night, take a pill, and then they never wake up again. Heather posted a photo a few hours ago before she posted that she thinks Xavier is missing. And in this picture, you can tell that her eyes are clearly puffing, like she's been crying and really upset. So she is definitely extremely worried about Xavier. I hope he shows up. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm sure she'll keep us updated as well. She was having a good weekend for the most part. She was posting that she went to like this party at her work where they had people playing like ping pong. It looked like she is starting to get close with a few of her coworkers. I think that could be really good for Heather to start making some friends. I hope she just doesn't eventually scare them off with her mood swings, as she was already pointing out clearly that she was starting to get tired and annoyed and frustrated, and everybody at her job could tell, and they were trying to cheer her up. And I bet that can be exhausting to deal with a lot over time. But that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Besides this, there really hasn't been much other Heather news lately outside of her graduating from her parenting classes and her daughter calling her out, saying that Heather needs to stop mentioning her name and using her as a way to garner sympathy for money and donations from her followers. So hopefully Xavier is found. Let me know what you guys think happened in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.